Siyaphumelela, we are succeeding. The 2020 academic year asked many questions of us in how we could support student learning and success during a pandemic. I'm going to briefly share a little bit of Mandela Uni's journey through 2020 with you. And in the process, I'm going to draw on some of the lessons that we learned and the resources we gained from being part of the Siyaphumelela family. When the hard lockdown happened in March 2020, the reality slowly dawned on us that the only way that we would be able to complete the academic year would be to do so online, because our students were in remote places and we didn't know when we were going to get back to campus. And yet this posed many challenges for us, not the least of which is the fact that only 65% of our students had a device, and of those only 10% or so had a smartphone. And yet we had promised our students that we would not leave any student behind in completing the academic year. So we adopted an approach that we called flexible, multiple, blended pathways approach that was implemented in a staggered way, as this was the only socially just way in which we could provide learning opportunities to all our students during the pandemic. What this meant in reality is that in May, we started up learning and teaching online for students who had devices and data. During the month, we also distributed more laptops to students, and so in June, the next group of students could restart their learning. Meanwhile, there were some students that had no access to devices and technology. For them, we sent them study packs, just to keep their hopes alive that they would be able to complete the academic year. And it is this group in particular that we earmarked to return to campus as soon as it was possible during the various lockdown levels from July onwards, because they clearly couldn't study remotely and they needed to be able to use our facilities on campus. Now you can imagine that the staggered start that we had for students to get their learning going again resulted in us having to extend the length of our first semester, which only ended in September, and then the academic year got completed in February 2021. Now, what were some of the enablers that made it possible for us to complete the academic year in such impossible pandemic times? Firstly, we learned from the Siyaphumelela conferences and workshops about the importance of always adjusting and adapting the supportive learning environment that you have for students as times and students change. And we spent a lot of time on rejigging our student development and our staff development work at the university. This ultimately culminated in 2020 when we launched the Learning and Teaching Collaborative for Success. In this collaborative, we have staff who are working both with students and with staff, academic staff that is, and enable their development and provide support. And they do so in ways in which they collaborate both within the collaborative as well as with faculties and other stakeholders. So for example, our learning development and our learning experience design teams work together with faculties to swiftly empower academics who are used to a very traditional mode of teaching to be able to do that in an online space. Furthermore, our learning development team, together with our learning design team, developed a fully online module in Moodle to provide a very authentic experience to our students to prepare them for online learning. We were also able to swiftly move our other support activities such as SI, tutoring, advising, success coaching, counseling, and so on, into a variety of platforms so that we created a virtual supportive environment for our students. Secondly, you can imagine that with students starting their learning at different times, and students actually got quite clever and sometimes joined different groups at different times, it was very difficult to keep track of where each student was in being able to complete the first semester and ultimately the year. We were very blessed though that as part of the Siyaphumelela project, we had received funding to develop an electronic student monitoring and tracking system called Radar. This was an invaluable resource to us during 2020, as we were able to easily track where different students were in terms of completing the required work in their modules. It was an absolute blessing that we could keep all students on the radar and so leave none behind because we had this particular resource. Thirdly, we also learned in the Siyaphumelela project about the value of using data to inform your planning. I don't think the learning and teaching portfolio has collected as much data as it did in 2020 in previous years. We engaged students and staff in focus groups, we had surveys, we got feedback. Our students participated in a national survey around the use of learning materials, which provided valuable information. And so we constantly used data to inform how we needed to tweak our support for students so that it was relevant for them at that time, and also how we could come alongside our academics to assist them to enhance the way they were facilitating learning online, and also particularly e-assessment. We also, as a university, learned a lot about using data to inform our planning. Almost, I would say, to the extent that it is now a habit in the university. So I serve on the coordinating coronavirus task team of the university, where all the different divisions are represented. And in our weekly meetings, each division starts off with reporting on data, and then we use that data to inform what we need to do. Last point about data is that we also use data to give us hope. When you're on such a long journey with so many uncertainties, you don't know if what you're doing is correct, you need to keep up your hope. And for example, when we were getting all those different groups of students to restart their learning, we weekly announced what the different statistics were in terms of the percentage of students that were now learning again. And it was so encouraging to us when we could see that percentage rising and rising until we had all our students learning. Finally, the other enabler that was evident during the pandemic was the fact that the whole university saw student success as its priority, which the literature tells us is such a key factor if you want to enhance student success. We had only two priorities as a university for the year: to save lives and to complete the year. And everybody, whether they were the cleaner, an admin person, an academic, or someone in management, knew that they had a contribution to make to ensuring that the year was successfully completed. And so when we could announce the results of the year, that we had about an 84% success rate, that's about 5 or 6% higher than 2019, and also that we graduated more students in 2020 than we did in 2019. It was the whole university that together celebrated such a wonderful achievement. In the very short journey that I've given you through our 2020 academic year, I'm sure you can see how the lessons that we learned and the resources that we gained through the Siyaphumelela project proved to be enablers for us, that made it possible for us and especially our students to successfully complete an extraordinary 2020 academic year.
Good day everyone, I am Cheryl Shepherd and I'm responsible for Management Information and Data Analytics at Nelson Mandela University. I also co-lead the Siyaphumelela program together with Dave Jenkins, and I was the program leader for the previous phase of Siyaphumelela at the university. Nelson Mandela University uses data analytics extensively in all our endeavours related to planning, monitoring and especially to inform student success initiatives. We report a range of performance indicators to our council on a quarterly basis, and in the second quarter of each year the focus of our reporting is on student success. This is presented in a user-friendly way with infographics. We have gained a lot from the investment made by Kreshki in the first phase of Siyaphumelela. Two particular projects stand out. The first one is the development of radar, our early warning and monitoring system, which was an initiative developed in our Faculty of Law by Lynn Dix with the assistance of Deirdre Els from our ICT department. It was also piloted in the School of Engineering and has since been rolled out throughout the university. During the pandemic, radar has been proven very useful in tracking students that were on different learning pathways and assisted them in completing the academic year. The university plans to develop radar into a fully fledged student success support system. The system will not only refer students for support but will also allow student success coaches and counsellors to capture notes on the system and to monitor whether students actually went for the recommended support. The second initiative that we undertook during the first phase was to pilot academic advising, which we prefer to call success coaching. This has proven to make a remarkable impact on student retention and has also now been rolled out to all faculties. We are convinced that we will in this round of Siyaphumelela also develop successful practices that will remain as pillars in the institution to advance student success.
Good day, it's lovely to join you at this year's version of the virtual conference of Siyaphumelela. My name is Dave Jenkins and together with Dr. Cheryl Shepherd, I co-lead the Siyaphumelela initiative at the Nelson Mandela University. We wish to express our appreciation to Siyaphumelela for the support they provide, both in developing skills to support the projects that the university is involved with and the funding that is provided. We have three major projects in the current round. The first is the First Year Success Project, which is really about the onboarding of our first year students into the university and making sure that they feel at home, led by Duncan Estrayas. The second is the Open Education Project, which looks at the opportunities and resources available in open education and develops student leaders who promote the idea of open education, is led by Gina Fransman. And the third is the Beyond the Classroom Project, which looks at developing skills among students to make them more employable, and that is led by Kim Elliott. Overall, our projects are ably led by our DVC Learning and Teaching, Professor Cheryl Foxcroft, and we appreciate her vision and her leadership in enabling these projects to happen on our campuses. We are going to share a little bit of these three projects, both from the leaders of the projects and also from some of the students involved in the project. So you'll hear voices of students from those three projects, plus also a previous project, the Supplemental Instruction project.
Good day, my name is Duncan Estrayas. I'm the First Year Success Coordinator at Nelson Mandela University. So the First Year Success program has adopted an Access for Success approach and has several mechanisms in place to broaden access and enhance success. This is rooted within the student life cycle approach. So orientation at Mandela consists of 5 pillars. The 5 pillars are pre-uni connect, the VC's welcome, the faculty welcome, the faculty academic and social orientation, and the first year success thrive at Mandela. So due to the global pandemic that hit us in 2020, we used a hybrid approach to orientation. And with only 3 months of the academic year, we only had face-to-face and online, a mixture. However, in 2021, we moved fully online. With benefits, we've actually reached more first years. We have actually reached more parents where they attended the faculty and the VC's welcome online in the comfort of their home. So our main focus for 2021 was digital literacy. Thus, we appointed IT students as DigiReady buddies to assist our first years with regards to digital literacy and technical support. And this eased the anxiety of our first years having to go online for the first time. So that is orientation in a nutshell at Nelson Mandela University.
Hello, I'm Gino Fransman, project leader of the Open Education Influences. That's openedinfluences.mandela.ac.za. I'm also an academic developer here at Nelson Mandela University in the newly established Learning and Teaching Collaborative for Success, the LT Collab. As a previous project author in the UNESCO Open Education for a Better World program, my open online course for student empowerment and advocacy is titled Becoming an Open Education Influencer, or BOE. BOE was created with the help of funding from the Siyaphumelela program, and thank you for that. The funding ensures that while empowering them, new student advocates are paid for their work. Participating here counts as work experience, even as participants develop critical employability skills. BOE is now freely available for all to use, remix, revise, or even remake. It is truly open. It is free and accessible on the engage.mandela.ac.za website. In 2021, I'm a member of the OE4BW Advisory Board, as well as a mentor to a project author for the course titled Peace Building in High-Risk Communities in South Africa. The project is important as it facilitates graduate placement through doing, not just saying alone. After completing the 6 modules, emerging advocates are versed in Ubuntu, open, advocacy, facilitation, influencing, and the UNESCO Sustainable Development Goals. The team has participated in several national and international conferences and collaborates widely with peers at the institutional, national, and on the African continent, plus across the world. Thank you, Siyaphumelela, for helping us open up education for the benefit of students, staff, and the wider communities we engage with.
Good day, my name is Avelile Tishan. I am from the Eastern Cape. I'm from a beautiful village named Mfahlozi, which is in the Willowvale region. I was raised by my grandmother, and growing up my goal has always been to pass well at school so that I could be able to change the situation at home and also in my village. My hard work paid off and I got a bursary from SEPI. Going to university was a dream come true for me when I first registered at Nelson Mandela University in 2018. Since then, I have always worked diligently to ensure that I graduated within record time. However, when I first registered at Nelson Mandela University, I had challenges with some of the modules. Fortunately enough, the university has got a supplemental instruction program that is designed to assist students in those challenging modules. I attended all those sessions and they paid me a great deal because I managed to get distinctions for all those modules, and I also graduated cum laude in my academic program. I then also wanted to make a difference and I applied to be an SI leader in 2020, and I was appointed to be an SI leader for soil science. I enjoyed the interaction with the students, and I also learned a lot about diversity management and different pedagogical approaches. I was also motivated and inspired by Professor Josh Law, who was my soil science lecturer, and also Dr. Mudanya Ramantwana, who was my engineering lecturer. And I was also inspired by my ex-physical science teacher, Mrs. N. Beu from Fort Malan Senior Secondary School. My SI experience, coupled with the impact that these staff members made on my life, made me realize that I would also love to be a lecturer, or better yet, a professor one day.
My name is Sino Mhlungu, and I am a facilitator for the Beyond the Classroom Leadership Program known as BTC. Student involvement in co-curricular activities is a critical part of the educational and learning experience which is offered at the Nelson Mandela University. BTC is an intentional learning opportunity that contributes to the development of the desired graduate attributes and the holistic growth of students. The program is traditionally offered face-to-face in a small class environment. However, due to the 2020 pandemic, the program was offered virtually. BTC is self-paced with interactive Teams meetings scheduled to complement the online modules. And according to the Student Experience Survey, 72% of BTC students agree that as a result of their participation, they were able to explore career fields and workplace options.
Hi, my name is Isabella Wanyoni. I am a second-year student pursuing a degree in biochemistry, chemistry, and microbiology at the Faculty of Science. However, since I'm enrolled with the extended program, this is my third year at the university. The 2020 academic year has been really hard and different for most of us, and I am glad that I was enrolled with the BTC program. One of my best lessons and one of my best workshops that I had to do was on the leadership skills, the leadership compass. I learned what kind of a leader I am, and on top of that I learned to include other people because everybody has a different form of leadership.
Good morning, I am Iza Nasir, a second-year BCom accounting student. BTC was like a rainbow of hope and self-discovery, a means of questioning my values, ideals, and impact in this world, and it made me become a better person.
Hello, I'm Molly Windamina. I recently became an OE. I'm in the process of completing my master's degree in public law. My research was dealing with unfair discrimination against female asylum seekers. One of my findings was that most asylum seekers and refugees are unable to access education because they can't afford it. Being an OE means being part of a greater purpose. I'm excited about helping to provide affordable and quality education by contributing to open education resources.
Hi, my name is Mlungisi Mhlongo. I'm an open ed influencer at Nelson Mandela University. Becoming an open ed influencer has introduced me to the world of research, amongst other skills, as I studied accountancy and research was not a big thing in that course. But I do believe that these skills are vital across industries, and becoming part of this project has helped me or given me opportunities to explore and engage with open educational resources like Creative Commons licensing and many other skills.
Hello, my name is Kelly Liberty. I'm an honors student studying applied linguistics. I have been an open education influencer since 2018 at Nelson Mandela University. I've went from not knowing anything about open education to now wanting to establish a career in open. Working as an OE has given me purpose and drive to keep contributing to the academic field.
Hi everyone, my name is Savannah Lee Skippers. I am 19 years old and a second-year marketing student at Nelson Mandela University, as well as a first-year success buddy. Going from high school to university is quite a big step, and that is why Nelson Mandela University has provided you with a first-year success program.
Hi, my name is Esona Chacha. I'm a final year economics student and a third-time first-year success mentor. This program is important because it helps first years find their way in a new environment. We also equip them with resources as to how they can make their first year a success. This year specifically was very special because students were able to reach their mentors wherever they are and whenever they wanted, and thus we were able to refer them to the right people at that specific moment.
Hi, my name is Daniela Recchia, and I am busy with my third year of a Bachelor of Science degree specializing in chemistry and microbiology at Nelson Mandela University. I'm also a first-year Success Buddy. The First Year Success Program is a program offered at Nelson Mandela University which aims to help first-year students bridge the gap between high school life and university life. The First Year Success Program is very important because it gives first-year students a safe platform to ask all the little questions that they don't know how to answer. Like, how do I register? How do I access Moodle? And how on earth do I set up my student email account?